Greetings, fellow traveler. This will be the fit for today. I hope you're enjoying this video. Make sure to leave a like simply because of the outfit. No, honestly, just leave a like because of the outfit, okay? Just like the video because of the outfit. Before we start the video, I'd like to go ahead and thank God for the opportunity to make this video. So last time we left off, you guys were able to help me finally become YouTube partnered. We are still working on it. Wait, hold on, I probably need to, there you go. Well, it's still in progress right now. I probably need to move the camera, there you go. See, it's in progress. You guys have been helping me. And I appreciate you guys, for everyone who's been helping me. Thank you guys so much. But yes, we should be hearing back from YouTube sometime soon, and we will be officially partnered. That being said, we have a lot of One Piece videos to catch up on. So you know what to do. Grab your snacks, get ready, let's go ahead and start. What are you gonna snack on? Oreos? Yeah, Oreos? Or what about you? What about noodles? Like what kind? Ramen Maruchan noodles. Okay, I see you. Comment down below what you're snacking on while watching this video. This one might be a little long, so I hope you can bear with me. So the first person on our list is going to be Sarah. Hey Sarah. There's gonna be a lot of videos about Sarah. Just bear with me. She's been really amazing over the weekend with like some Halloween stuff. I don't want to spoil anything, but just watch. So first off, we have day 4 of reading One Piece with a 5-year-old. Let's check this out.
Of reading One Piece with my son, and I just met Zolo. I think he is my new favorite.
What I will do is I'll go ahead and tell you guys how we will be handling these videos. The first few videos are going to be the book talkers' experience with One Piece. And then later towards the middle of the video, there's going to be me showing you guys where they're at in One Piece. And then towards the end is going to be the guys or girls who have gone further towards One Piece. There are some people who've gone really far. But more on that. This is Becky. As you guys know, this is my arch nemesis, my rival, my antithesis, my antagonist, my coup d'etat. I don't think that's what coup d'etat means. This is Becky celebrating. Ooh, doesn't it just boil your blood just seeing your enemy celebrate? Yeah.
Very small because
Comment down below if you're Team Becky or Team Truth. That's my name, by the way. People don't know my name, but Team Truth or Team Becky. Comment down below. Yes. If anybody who puts Team Becky is getting banned. This is not a democracy.
I'm in Japan, and sweets are small. My daughter drew this. Isn't it cute? Thank you guys so much for all of your support. It's late here, so I'm kind of quiet, but I just want to say literally thank you guys. You guys are literally the best, and I'm so excited to continue. I've got my pen because I'm annotating even more, and I will be posting a video this week.
She does have really nice nails. That is the only compliment I'll give her, okay? That's the only compliment I'll give her. But she has very nice nails.
End of my deep dive of volume 1. So thank you guys. I'm gonna eat this. Bye.
Next up, we have another video from Becky. Okay, she says, how much One Piece can I read going to Tokyo to do my nails? You know how jealous I am of you? Like you get to go to Tokyo while reading One Piece. Hello? Look! It's not fair! I am stuck here watching my enemies prosper! Ah! Oh my gosh, please don't. I hope this song is not copyrighted. Last video, I had a copyrighted song in there. I hope it's not copyrighted. We're gonna lower down the volume of the song just in case it's copyrighted, right? Please like this video. If this video ends up being copyrighted, guys, please like this video and please subscribe so that more people watch these videos. Becky. I am understanding the type of person you are, Becky. Becky. What do you mean by that? Nah, you deviant. Nah, Becky. Also, by the way, do you speak Japanese? Like, I mean, obviously you live in Japan, right? But like, do you speak Japanese? Could you teach me? I would love to learn Japanese. Do you read in Japanese? Like the novels, do you read them in English or Japanese? That's a weird question. Please don't be copyrighted. Okay, like I told you guys, we will be doing more of the reactions and more of the moments before we do the actual like story recap. So here is more moments from the beautiful and amazing Sarah.
What did we just read? What did Luffy just do?
Pistol punch him.
He did what?
Pistol punch him.
Yeah, he did a pistol punch.
This is so cute. This is so cute. She's living my dream. I want to teach One Piece to my kids. How are these guys ahead of me?
Hello, boys and girls, or whatever. My name is Captain Jack Sparrow.
That was clean. That was so clean. That was so clean. You know what? You don't have to replay the video. I'll replay it for you.
Hello, boys and girls, or whatever. My name is Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh my gosh. I want to join your pirate crew. Okay, this next one is just going to be a little something for you anime nerds, okay? Just a little something, okay? Right here, I have a question for you. Which one of these has the best magic system? Magi, Fairy Tail, or Black Clover? Now, it's very obvious that Magi has the strongest characters and the most broken characters in all of these three magic systems. Fairy Tail, I wouldn't say it has the best magic system because unless you're any one of the, 5 different generations of Dragon Slayers, you're hard capped at where you can reach. I would say Black Clover probably has the most versatile, and you can go from 0 to 100 very easily. Well, relatively easily. You gotta put a lot of hard work, which is the whole point of the idea of Black Clover, right? The Black Bulls. But yeah, so I would say the most powerful is definitely Magi, and the most, unless you're a Dragon Slayer, you're not making it very far in Fairy Tail. Yeah, unless you're a Dragon Slayer or related to a dragon in some way, you're not making it very far. And in Black Clover, you have a lot of versatility. So I would say the best magic system for beginners would be Black Clover. The best magic system, if you want to be very broken, would be Magi. And the best magic system for, unless if you happen to be a Dragon Slayer, just go to Fairy Tail. You're gonna make it very far. So now we're going to be reacting to Ren. Ren is really amazing. We love Ren. W Ren. Okay, she's reading One Piece.
How dare you act like no.
Am I gonna get copyrighted for this? Guys, just please follow, please subscribe, guys, please, even if we get copyrighted. Also, Ren, is that your face? Is that you singing? Ren, I gotta know, is that you? is that your eyes and lips? all right, let's restart this all over.
How dare you act like nothing happened? How dare you move on?
Okay, wow. Why would you do that? Not that smirk. Oh no, she's evil. I guarantee you, she has joined Team Becky. She is now a part of the enemy. With that smirk, I smell the deviant. I know it. She has joined Team Becky. Anyone who is a part of Team Becky is automatically excommunicated. You are officially excommunicado. Okay? Oh, how that evil smirk.
I feel so powerful.
I don't trust this. I don't trust this. Guys, she's powering up. I don't trust this. No.
Okay, One Piece fans,
We're gonna go ahead with Cara. Cara is at Syrup Village. So we're gonna start with Cara, and then we're gonna go down the list, alright? Hey Cara, it's been a minute.
back with an update for the Syrup Village arc, which was chapters 22 through 41. A lot happened in this arc, but for me personally, one thing that happened was it solidified my love for Luffy. That boy really just wants to stay.
We have more Luffy girls. Soon, the Luffy agenda will take over. Yes.
Stand up for the good guys and is willing to sacrifice anything he needs to do what he thinks is right. Luffy not knowing which way was north was probably one of my favorite parts of the entire arc. It had me absolutely cracking up. And speaking of cracking up, I was loving Nami's character for these chapters. The dynamic of Nami being the smartest between her, Luffy, and Zoro is reminding me of the dynamic between Hermione, Ron, and Harry in the Harry Potter
Wingardium Leviosa. I had to. I'm sorry. I had to.
series, so I'm absolutely loving it. And I'm thinking that at this point in time, Nami is my favorite character. Like I said, a lot happened in this arc, and one of the most important parts is that we met Usopp. I wasn't sure how I felt about Usopp at first, and I wasn't sure where we were going with his character, but his backstory ended up having me in tears. I was really sad that he left behind his village and his little crew because you could tell that his little crew really looked up to him, but I'm still glad that he's joining our pirate crew. I'm very excited to see how the dynamic of the crew is going to shift now that we've added Usopp, and I am so happy that they finally have a real ship. I'm really excited to continue with my One Piece journey, and I hope my girl Nami doesn't get too annoyed with all these boys on her ship.
On her ship? On her ship? To be fair, if anybody tried to argue with her, she would probably beat them up. So fair enough, Cara. Fair enough, Cara. But yes, Cara, I really did enjoy this one. This one was very well made. This is very good. This is like a beautiful review. Cara, keep this up. This is amazing. We love these. Keep it up. And feel free to do more in-depth stuff if you want to. Everyone is going to watch it. We're going to all enjoy it. Absolutely. Another decision that you guys have made that I have also decided to agree with is I will no longer reply into every comment. All right. My goal of first was to reply to every comment, and I did. I replied to like 2,000 comments. Okay. But no longer will we be doing that. We will only do it for the first 2 hours. For the first 2 hours of a video, I will reply to each and every comment. So please make my life easier. but yeah, after the 2 hours, I will reply to whatever is possible.
I don't think I'm gonna be
11 minutes. Oh shit. 11 minutes. Oh my gosh, this is what I get. My enemies have preyed on my downfall. 11 minutes. Guys, please tell me you're gonna watch. We're gonna watch all 11 minutes. Please tell me you're going to be here. She's preying on my downfall. 11 minutes. Lord have mercy. Oh my gosh. Everybody, grab your snacks. I have eggnog with me here. I'm gonna need it. All right, Romance Dawn deep dive. Gosh.
able to cover everything that I want to say in this one video. So if you like this, please let me know and I will film part 2, part 3, part 4, etc. however many it takes me. We'll see. And I just want to preface this.
Why would there be a part 2? The Romance Dawn deep dive part 2? Look, it's 11 minutes. Guys, they're gonna figure out the One Piece. If you can fit deep, they're going to easily figure out the One Piece. They're going to do it. Oh my gosh.
By saying I don't want spoilers. So like if you think I'm wrong or if I am wrong on anything, don't tell me. Okay? I'm a book girly, and part of like the fascination of reading for me is trying to figure things out on my own, trying to kind of like guess where the plot is going, guess who the characters are. I love fantasy, sci-fi, thriller, mystery books because of that. So, in that same vein, if there are like other creators that you know of that have done amazing reviews and have maybe
me
similar or different or whatever analyses, you can leave their names in my comments, but I won't look at them until I'm like way further in the series, because again, I don't want it to influence my thought, because this has been so much fun for me. Despite people saying, not people, one person saying, you know, oh, brain rot, taking notes, brain rot, whatever, it's fun.
Yeah, we don't like that person. That was from last video, by the way. But yes, we don't like that one person.
Okay, maybe you should try it. I want to frame my entire recap of this using the title. And I know you're going to say, oh, duh, whatever. But I think Romance Dawn is actually a super huge key into what this entire arc and perhaps the whole manga is about. Dawn is, of course, a rebirth, an origin, a new start to the day.
I feel like she's giving me spoilers. and I'm caught up. I'm getting spoiled. Everybody in the chat, cover your ears. We're gonna get spoiled.
Romance, we think of love and all of this stuff, but I think romance is actually a nod to romanticism, so the romantic era. For those of you who don't know, the romantic era was a period of time where this was after the Enlightenment age, that led to the Industrial Revolution, where people were focusing a lot more on science and advancement and kind of order and, you know, structure. And the Romantic era was kind of like the stark contrast to that, getting back to what it means to be human, getting back to nature, getting back to expression and individuality and passion. And so I think that this manga in general, and I mean especially this beginning of this arc, is a nod to that kind of idea. Being a pirate, you steal from others to better yourself and, you know, your own community. And that's capitalism. Capitalism does that. We exploit workers all the time for money, just out of greed.
This is me trying to exploit you guys. Please make sure you like the video. And also make sure you comment below what type of snacks you're eating while watching this video. And let's see what kind of snacks you guys get. I will be rating your snacks from a rate of 1 to 10. Some of you guys are going to be eating very horrible things. I can already tell. Capitalism.
And so I think, you know, of course, the Enlightenment age, it gave us a lot that we have now, technological advancements and medicine and science and all of that, right? Of course, advancements have bettered our society, but most of the time it's off of the back of people who had no choice in the matter. And when you make advancements in society, it's always going to come at a cost. And so I think the Romantic era symbolizes a new way to be a pirate. You don't have to treat people poorly. You don't have to treat people badly. So we see Luffy when he's young, and he's under the guidance of Shanks, and Shanks is kind of teaching him some lessons, and I really love the way that Shanks is teaching him these lessons. So the first one that I noticed was kind of like this reverse psychology. Now, Luffy is young, he's a child, and so I'm a parent. A lot of times what I do with my kids is I will tell them, you can't do this or don't do this, so that they do it and then they want to do it. So I think Shanks is kind of this symbol of giving Luffy the right push that he needs to make the choices for himself, and, you know, letting him kind of find his own way, but also kind of encouraging him to do so. And I want to touch on this idea.
So then would you say that Shanks was purposefully encouraging Luffy via reverse psychology to be a pirate? Would you say that?
Of freedom. So freedom is a really big part in the Romanticism kind of era. So if you've heard of Rousseau, so Jean-Jacques Rousseau, I don't know, I don't speak French, and he had some
Moi je parle français. I do speak French. It was my first ever language.
Really great ideas on freedom.
That's why I'm Becky. I'm way better than Becky. I speak French. Yeah. You may speak Japanese and Spanish and English, but I speak French. Yes, guys, go join Team Truth, not Team Becky. Please, we need more recruits.
That I think are really present in this arc. So we have the idea of like independence, civil liberty, and virtue. Sorry, if you see me looking down, it's because I have like a shit ton of notes here that I don't want to forget anything that I'm going to say. So first of all, Luffy says he wants to be king of the pirates, but he wants to be the king of the pirates because he wants to be the freest man in the sea. So Luffy's idea of being a king is about having freedom. Okay, it's not about glory. It's not about stealing. It's not about material wealth. And we also see nature being a guide in this. So Luffy is kind of just floating around the sea, which I think is a really excellent kind of metaphor for kind of letting nature guide you into the decisions that you're going to make and finding your own way, not necessarily relying on another person to tell you the way that you should, go and how you should get there. And it's really interesting that it ends up helping Luffy find exactly what it is that he needs. So that's how he was able to meet Kobe. That's how he was able to meet Zoro, who are going to be key people in this series, I already know. But going back to the independence, civil liberty, and virtue, I want to break all three of these kind of concepts down. So Luffy really, I think he's kind of symbolizing that, like, the natural man. So the man in his natural state is going to reject hierarchy, is going to reject power, is going to reject greed. And we see that very clearly with Luffy. He doesn't care about gold. He doesn't care about titles. And for him, the symbol of being the king of the pirates is him having that straw hat that was given to him by Shanks. So it's not material wealth, and so he's not going to follow the ideals of what everyone else thinks is, you know, supposed to be important in life. His dream is to kind of sail freely, but he wants to form bonds based on loyalty. So he's creating his own way of being a pirate. His way of being a pirate is based on loyalty. It's based on making bonds, and we see this clearly when he offers Zoro the choice of friendship. So he could have easily just, you know, coerced Zoro into being a pirate with him, especially because we see that Zoro is a man of his word. So Zoro would not break the word that he had, you know, given to Kuina, and even the promise that he had with, what's his name, Hemlepo, the ugly guy,
Helmeppo?
the son. So if he had made an agreement with Zoro and he said, you know, I will free you, but you must be a pirate for me, you must help me, Zoro would have done it. So that's kind of like a symbolism of Luffy could have used his power and his status, which again, in the previous kind of era, that's how society was. You have the power, so you're going to, you know, control other people. You're going to not give them any sort of choices. That's just...
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything.
You're a cog in the machine, and you have to do that. We see that very clearly with, obviously, Morgan, with the ugly lady, what's her name, Alvida, the other Captain Pirate.
James,
they
you owe me a soda.
Control through power, they control through force. But Luffy doesn't do that. So he is really kind of embodying this idea of like independence. And he's also taking after Shanks. So Shanks used moral strength instead of violence. So in that one scene in the beginning where Luffy's asking him, why didn't you fight back? Why didn't you fight back? Because Shanks knew when to use violence, when not to. So being a person independent of what other people think that you're supposed to do. Essentially, Russo's idea of freedom is living by your own principles. I think another symbolism is that we have the civilization versus kind of the sea. So we have the land versus the sea. Civilization is kind of the symbolizing like the corruption, the hierarchy, the constraint, while the sea kind of represents the nature, like possibility. That leads us to civil liberty. When Zoro appears, he's a prisoner. And Luffy chooses to free him and gives him the right to his freedom and dignity. So this parallels Russo's idea that freedom is mutual respect and it's equality among people. And again, I think Luffy is embodying this kind of romantic era because Luffy's pirate code is everyone joins by choice, not by force. I also want to point out, I really liked Luffy's opposition to judging Zoro based on his status. So when Kobe was saying, but he's a bad person, he's a prisoner, and Luffy responded by saying, well, I will judge whether he's a bad guy or not. This is Luffy kind of saying, we're not going to judge people based on what their status is. We're going to judge them based on who they are as a person. So essentially, being a prisoner doesn't equate to being a bad person. And then we have the idea of virtue as well. So Russo believed that civilized systems corrupt the natural goodness of humankind. As I said, Luffy kind of embodies this like natural kind of goodness of someone, and we see some characters in the story that kind of also embody that kind of corruptness. As I said, Captain Morgan, Alvida, even Kobe to a certain extent. Kobe is a person that is corrupted by society. His path that he was on would have continued to perpetuate the negative aspects of the piracy, or again, as I mentioned before, thinking about kind of the industrial revolution, the Enlightenment age. But Luffy comes in and helps to free Kobe from that, physically and spiritually. He makes Kobe realize his dream and really go after it. The last thing that I want to say in this part, because like I said, I have way more to say, is that Luffy, Zoro, and Kobe, they're all technically enemies, right?
Technically, yeah. Pirate hunter, pirate, marine, yeah, technically.
If you saw that meme that I posted in one of my other posts about the Spider-Man where they're all pointing to each other, I think it's really interesting because they all are enemies, but they are all equal and they're all helping each other. And I think this kind of represents the freedom of that. Freedom means respecting the differences of people. They all have the right to choose the path that is right for them, and Luffy kind of facilitates that. So Luffy helps Kobe, you know, he lets himself get punched so that the guards don't think that Kobe was helping him and a pirate, because he knows that Kobe really wants to join the Navy. And so Luffy kind of represents that acceptance that, hey, we are different, we might be on different paths, we might come into conflict with each other one day, but you deserve the freedom to be yourself, and I will support you in that. Same with Zoro. Zoro is literally a pirate hunter. Like, Zoro's whole job is going to be to hunt Luffy. But again, because Luffy represents this kind of romantic era, Luffy's choice is to let you have the choice to do what you need to do. You can come join me, we can be friends, or you can go your own way, but I'm not going to coerce you. I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to, try to manipulate you. Have the freedom to be the individual person that you are. And so again, I think this kind of represents like individuality and pursuing one's own goals and passions, despite how that might kind of come into conflict with other people. And I think in the future, this also might come back into play. I'm sure that we're going to see some drama that happens between that, because, the romantic era, this kind of existentialism also has a lot of criticism with it, because there are some cons as well. And so I think that might be a running theme throughout the later arcs in how this also kind of comes back and causes some issues. So I'm going to stop there. I have way more to say.
Why do you have more? I want to see them. I want to see what else you have. I feel like I'm getting spoiled on One Piece. Wow. I want to see
a lot of other different themes that I saw and I noticed. So if you like this, please let me know. If you don't, please let me know.
No, we like it. More of it. We need more. We need more. Becky, do more.
So my
Morgan! Ladies and gentlemen, it's Morgan. Morgan is part of Team Truth, not Team Becky, right, Morgan? We love Morgan. Morgan is amazing. I love Morgan so much. She's so cool. Oh my gosh. She has like the best eyebrows ever. Hi, Morgan.
First manga. No surprises, I jumped aboard the One Piece bandwagon. I just finished volumes 1 through 3, and I have some thoughts. Spoiler
Isn't she so pretty?
free, as always. But the short story is, I had a good time, but I'm still not seeing why everybody loves this story so much. At a super high level, the story follows Luffy, who set out to become the Pirate King and find the ultimate treasure, One Piece. But that's not really what the story's about. It's more the characters he meets along the journey as he tries to assemble his pirate crew. Those smaller moments that encapsulate the larger story. Someone gave me great advice that actually changed how I was reading it. They said, look at Luffy as an outsider, as someone who doesn't know him. Because when you do that, he comes across as very performative. He's a very literal character. But the truth is, he's just so pure. He's got a good heart. So this added a whole other psychological layer to the story that I wasn't anticipating. That being said, Luffy is not my favorite character. That award goes to Zoro and Choo Choo, because those are the only two characters that have really pulled any genuine emotion out of me, because we get their backstory. And maybe I'm focusing more on the emotional moments because I'm getting a little bit lost in all of the battle scenes. And maybe this is just because I'm a first-time manga reader, but I find when there's a lot of characters in one panel and they're all fighting and you get those kaboom, kapows, I'll post an example here, I'm getting a little lost about who's landing the hit and what's going on, and it takes me out of the story.
Fair enough. I can see why you say that.
Which breaks up the flow a little bit. Although what did help was reading the physical manga. One of my friends got me this, and I started reading it about halfway through. I also started tabbing it, which has been so much fun and made me think about the story a lot more critically. So yeah, I know it's early days, and a lot of you told me to stick it out till the Arlong Park arc, which I am planning to do. I'm a big fantasy reader, so I'm used to a slower build, and I do appreciate a slower burn of a story. But now I'm curious for all my One Piece veterans out there, when did the story start to hit for you? Was there a specific arc or moment that it finally clicked? Because I'm still waiting for that moment.
For me, Arlong Park did hit very well. That's where I was like, yeah, I like this story. I want to continue with this, right? And all that stuff. But it was always a off and on relationship between me and One Piece. Always an off and on relationship. The entire time it was always, I'm reading this, and then I'll take like a week break or so, like a month break, and then I'll come back into One Piece, then take a break, then come back. It was always an off and on thing. It wasn't until a volume somewhere around 56, right, where I was like, I am never getting off this story ever again. I love this story and I want to just stick to the story. And then volume 70 came up and I was like, yo, I love this. It just kept getting more and more and more. But there's something that happens in volume 56 specifically that makes you realize this is a whole nother story. And I'm not going to say what I'm talking about, but it's a whole, and I'm not going to tell you wait till chapter 56. If after Arlong Park you don't like it, that's completely fine, Morgan. I will be reading some of the books you want me to read, and maybe you can be doing these videos reacting to me. But yes, no, I definitely am curious to see what your thoughts are on Online Park. So I look forward to that. And Baratier.
I just finished the Orangetown.
This right here is another girl who has just started. Her name is Jen. We haven't done a video with Jen yet, and I wanted to show Jen off to you guys. So Jen is amazing. This is a 4-minute video. These girls know how to analyze things.
Arc chapters 8 through 21. Let's dive in. I really want to dig into Luffy's character. Luffy's perception of what a pirate should be is definitely influenced by his role model, Shanks. Pirates are supposed to loot, steal, and take things, and Luffy is doing none of those things. All he wants to do is get a crew, get a boat, find the treasure, and become the Pirate King. You also see his selflessness in helping out the community and into the towns that he goes to. Luffy protected the mayor, he helped the dog, and he also helped Kobe get into the Navy. He is protecting those that need help. This doesn't necessarily benefit him, but he's just doing the right thing. This is having an unintended effect though. I do think that he is collecting allies as he goes through the story. Maybe these characters that he has helped are going to come back around in the story, or they're just going to get out the word that Luffy is a good pirate and this is going to help him on his quest. Can we take a second to talk about...
I do apologize if you guys hear a honking in the background. It is still morning when I'm recording this, and there are some kids who are going into a bus. It's America, you know, kids drive the bus to school. So I do apologize if you hear honking in the background. I'll try to filter it out, you know, but we'll see.
Chow Chow, because his story reminded me of that episode in Futurama. Yes, I cried reading about Chow Chow. I also want to talk about this juxtaposition between Buggy and Shanks. Shanks lived peacefully amongst his community. He had this vision of a new pirate, a positive role model for his community. This is the community that Luffy grew up in, the community that Shanks built around him. Buggy, on the other hand, is out here looting, taking over the town. He's self-serving, and he's driven by greed and ego versus community. He seeks attention and authority, but he is not a good leader. His crew follows him out of spectacle, not respect, which is the complete opposite of Shanks and now Luffy. Shanks is proof that you can be strong and free without becoming cruel. Leadership can look like kindness. Shanks and his hat are incredibly influential to the whole story so far. There's obvious themes of oppression, but I think the bigger theme that we are seeing some foreshadowing.
I've already read this before. Why am I trying to read it now? I've already read this.
Here are marginalized communities fighting for freedom from their oppressors. I think I need to read a little bit more to see if my theory is correct, but I think we're going to see some people power, y'all. When regular people are fed up, they fight against oppression. I think this is going to come around in the later arcs.
You think in the later arcs people are going to fight against the oppression? You think so? Okay. It's a pretty interesting theory. Okay. Fair enough. We'll see.
We're seeing some of the foreshadowing in a couple of panels that I'm going to put here in this video. I also want to dig into this relationship between Zoro and Luffy. We are building an incredible relationship based on trust between these two. When Zoro is fighting one of Buggy's cronies, Nami asks, "Why aren't you stepping in?" Luffy is intently watching his friend, but he doesn't step in. He needs to let Zoro find his path. He is on a mission to becoming the greatest swordsman ever, and he can't do that if Luffy steps in and saves him. I think this shows trust in one another, and it also shows that Luffy is going to become a really great leader. Lastly, Nami. She is a very resourceful lady, and I definitely think she's going to bring some really good balance into this trio. I'm really excited to see more of her. It's obvious that she has some baggage with pirates, so we'll see if Luffy and Zoro can change her mind. I know this video was on the longer side. I tried to be as concise and succinct as I could with my thoughts. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you staying here. One last note, I'm going to try and post one of these videos a week.
This is good. This is good. We really appreciate it. Jen, I don't know if you're going to watch this video, but if you do watch this video, I look forward to each and every one of these. Love you guys so much. Next up, we're looking into Mari. And Mari is so far ahead of everybody. Please, if you're not this far, BookTok girlies who are watching my videos, if you're not this far, please do not watch this part. You will get spoiled. Please. Okay? But yes, Mari has made it very far. You guys will see. It's ridiculous, honestly. I wonder how long this video is gonna be. Probably like 40 minutes or so. At minimum, probably like 40 minutes. We'll see.
The sleigh. I finished the Arlong Park arc of One Piece, and I have got so much to say. So buckle up because this is gonna be a long.
I'm gonna call you red-haired Mari, because red-haired Shanks, right? I'm gonna call you red-haired Mari. That's gonna be your new name, red-haired Mari.
One. First up, that shit was a masterpiece. Like that's all I gotta say. Like, I honestly don't have enough words to describe how good it was. I felt every fucking emotion under the sun. I sobbed like a fucking baby.
Oh my god.
Like,
I can't even see.
There was so much that went on, and I'm going to try to condense my thoughts into...
She took notes too? Oh my... Do I need to start taking notes? I need to start taking notes. Alright, I'm gonna try to do that.
A short-ish video. First up, we saw so much character development from our main characters. It was incredible to see. We saw insane themes of government corruption, abuse of power, themes of motherhood and sacrifices that parents give for their kids. We saw community and camaraderie from the villages and the Straw Hats, and just all around, like, such a well-formed arc. Like, absolutely incredible. Oda, kudos to you. So let's get into character developments. Starting with Nami. We saw Nami finally really come into her own in this story, with one, seeing her backstory, which was absolutely depressing, seeing the sacrifices that Belmare made for her and Nojiko, and then seeing the sacrifices that Nami then made for the village was just incredible. You see her in the beginning pull away from people so much and not form connections, and it really makes so much sense now because she internalized the hurt that she felt when she lost Belmare, and she was so young when it happened that it makes sense that that would sit with her. And so it seems like she made this vow to herself to not form any connections, to not get close to anyone for fear of losing them the way that she did Belmare. And then seeing how she made the sacrifice of working for pirates and working for the people that killed her loved one just to save the village in turn was so beautiful to see. Her character was incredible. And then seeing her finally break free of those chains, essentially, by breaking down the mental barrier that she had by asking Luffy for help was beautiful. Just so well done. And then that leads me to talk about Luffy. Luffy continues to surprise me. Like, absolutely, he is so incredible. Seeing him offer Nami the Straw Hat was just beautiful. Like, I started sobbing. Like, I knew right then and there that he was going to be an incredible character, and we just keep seeing so much growth from him each arc, and I cannot wait to see what else he does. His destruction of the room where Nami did the drawings for Arlong was gorgeous. He got so angry at Arlong's use of the word use in terms of Nami because he sees his crewmates as friends, as family, as people to protect, not tools to be used. And truly, he's such a wonderful, wonderful character. And then Usopp, oh my goodness, seeing him acknowledge the fact that he's been a coward up until this point, and seeing how he sees his crewmates as these incredible people that like fight like every day is their last, and seeing him finally come to terms with the fact that that's how he wants to live his life, because he wants to be able to truly laugh and to truly experience life and not just be a coward that runs away, was incredible to see. And seeing him finally like fight for reals and help his people, like, it was beautiful. I love Usopp. He had such a good character development arc, this storyline. And of course, I have to talk about the villain of the arc, Arlong. Holy fuck, he was a dick. Like, just absolutely what a terrible fucking man or fish man, whatever the hell he was. Like, he was shown to really be a dictator. When he said, "We are the master race," I was like, holy shit, like, what a call out to World War II and to how terrible, you know, these rulers can be. I feel like this is when it felt like the stakes were really high, and a villain that had a true resolve to be a ruler and a dictator and a person that rules by fear and yeah, I honestly don't have a lot of words to describe how I felt about him other than that I fucking hated him. And now it's really feeling like stakes are high. And so I'm excited to see what the next following arcs are going to be. And then holy fucking shit, Nizumi was also just a piece of shit. Going into the themes of government corruption, I am so intrigued to see what this government is truly like. I feel like it's just corrupt in every corner of the world, where they're just taking bribes from these pirates to turn a blind eye to their activities and, you know, raking in all the cash. Like, so that's all for today. I know that this was a long one. If you stuck around, thank you. I'm having such a good time reading all of this. So I'm gonna dive into the next one.
Absolutely, red-haired Mari. You're good. We love seeing these long form videos. I'm curious. Definitely feel free to put any theories or anything like that if you have any. I don't know how you want to handle this, but yes, red-haired Mari. Nice to meet you again. Now, red-haired Mari did do a lot more than just this. This is only Loguetown. She did do a lot more than just this. I will put them in tomorrow's video because this video is probably almost an hour long, if not an hour long. So I'll be sure to put them in tomorrow's video. But right here, we're going to make sure that this will be the last one for today. And tomorrow's video will have red-haired Mari again.
Another day, another slay. I just finished the Loguetown arc, even though I'm very confused on the name, because so I have a list that I'm going through that has all of the chapters separated by the arcs, but then the town is called Roguetown in this. So I'm like, is it the Roguetown arc? Is it the Loguetown arc?
It's a translation issue. You don't have to worry about that.
I'm confused on that. If someone could answer that, that'd be great. But yeah, super short update on that. It was super cute. It was super fun. Luffy's bounty being higher than Buggy's, Krieg's, and Arlong's is so crazy. I feel like that just shows that he's just an absolutely OP character, even though he's like not even OP yet. I feel like we've barely seen like anything of the extent of his power, and I'm excited for him to continue to grow. Getting that little sneak peek of Shanks, I feel like I was just kind of like, hi. I felt so happy. I was like, yes, he's back. And then he really wasn't, and I was like, fuck. The weapons shop owner giving Zoro the 2 swords was so cool to me. I feel like it was one of those like real recognizes real kind of moments. Hey, Lady Alvita with the glow up too, like fuck, she's hot. I feel like I got a better sense into how some parts of the government work. Like, I feel like Captain Smoker wasn't a terrible person. Like, that little girl bumped into his leg and he was kind to her. He wasn't like a dick. I was like afraid that he was gonna like kick her because of ways that we've seen the government act. So it was nice to see one that wasn't an absolute piece of shit. Nami, again, just showing that she's so smart when she started to notice the drop in pressure and like being able to tell that a storm was coming. It just showed that she is for real the brains of this operation. I'm so excited to see her like continue to be so fucking smart. And the last thing I wanted to note was the comparison that Captain Smoker made about Luffy to Gold Roger in terms of laughing when he was about to die. That was so fucking cool to me. I feel like that was the best way to foreshadow that Luffy is gonna get there at some point. Hopefully not the execution part, but the being the kings of the pirates. And that was just so fucking cool to see. I'm gonna finish this today. Probably read even more. I've got the whole day to just read. I've got all of tomorrow to just read. So I'll probably get...
We love to see it, red-haired Mari. We love to see it. All right. Again. Wow, this is probably the longest one we've done so far. We blame Becky. We blame Becky. But yes, we need more of these. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your family and friends. And thank you, God, for giving me the opportunity to make this video.